Today we're making 3 fall cocktails. Fall might just be my favorite season of them all, but I'm not really into the pumpkin spicification of all things. And in fact, if you just look at the ingredients of some already existing cocktails, you might find that some of them are already in that fall flavor category. They already contain quote unquote pumpkin spice, but they don't come with the fanfare of the PSL or the 5,000 Trader Joe's pumpkin spice products that are currently on the shelves, and I counted them last week. There are at least 5,000. So I'll be sharing with you some of these fall adjacent cocktails, maybe not created or designed or desired to be fall cocktails, but ones that have those cozy fall flavors. So let's start with our first cocktail, the Pupule, which is a Don the Beachcomber original, but we'll be following the Smuggler's Cove recipe for this drink. And what makes this fall? Cinnamon, vanilla, allspice dram, and rum. Now listen, I make the rules here. Now, according to Beach Bum Berry, the Pupule is sort of the precursor, the first iteration of the Nui Nui, also an excellent fall cocktail. And in the Smuggler's Cove book, this recipe calls for a column still aged rum, and you have lots of options for that. Bacardi 8 is a good one, the Angostura rums, but I'm going with Ron del Barrilito with 3-star, which has a nice fall quality to it. Orange peel and spice notes throughout. So let's make this. I'm going to be using the drink mixer for the first 2, but you can always shake these. Start with 1 dash of Angostura bitters, 3/4 ounces of lime juice, 3/4 ounces of orange juice, half an ounce of cinnamon syrup, 1/4 ounce of vanilla syrup, 1/4 ounce of allspice dram, and then 2 ounces of a column still aged rum, or just whatever rum you want. I'm going to garnish this a little bit different and take a large orange peel and spiral that in the glass. And then I'm going to add some mint. So there you go, the Pupule. All right, let's try the Pupule. Cheers. I've only had this once before, and surprisingly, I did not like it. And that's more to do with how I made it and not the ingredients. Because if you look at the ingredients list, there's nothing that unusual here. There's a lot of spice here, some rum, some orange juice, some lime juice. But when I made it, I can't remember what rum I used, but that is what changed it. This one is delicious with this rum. That Ron del Barrilito rum has a lot of orange peel spice notes to it, almost like a potpourri. With the allspice dram, with the orange juice, it's like this heightened, deep orange curacao-like flavor, like a potpourri in a good way flavor. So there ends up being these layers of spices. It's not only allspice dram, which too much of it will overtake a cocktail, but just 1/4 ounce here of the St. Elizabeth allspice dram with vanilla, with cinnamon, with the rum that I use. All those things add up with the Angostura bitters to have this like depth and layers and layers and layers of spice, but in a subtle way. So it's very similar to the Nui Nui. I can't even remember off the top of my head the Nui Nui recipe, but I made that video before. I'll leave a link to it right here and in the episode description if you want to see that. But this is, it's very like old school tiki with just like a good quality rum and some spice notes, a little bit of juice, but not too juicy. It might not be exactly fall, but these things are all fall flavors. You get allspice, which is sort of all encompassing, giving you, cinnamon and clove. And then you have the actual cinnamon and the vanilla, just everything in there working together to make something that is nicely spiced, a little bit like a potpourri, but most importantly, it is exceptionally delicious. Yeah, I can only imagine the reason I didn't originally like it was the rum I used, or I made it wrong, because there's nothing in there that you would not like. Now, moving along to our second fall cocktail. This one is the Oh Captain, My Captain by Chad Austin, and you can find this recipe in the Minimalist Tiki book. So how is this fall? I don't know, really, to be honest with you. It looks good, and it has falernum and cinnamon. So let's make it. Let's start with 6 drops of absinthe, or Pernod if you don't have absinthe, 1 teaspoon of Fernet Branca, half an ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of cinnamon syrup, half an ounce of a falernum, half an ounce of Smith & Cross rum, 1 ounce of OFTD rum, and then 1 ounce of Stiggins Fancy Pineapple Rum. I'm gonna garnish this with some mint and then a stick of cinnamon that has been lit on fire to make this extra fall forward. Let's try it. Cheers. Man, that's great. It's much more intensity of flavor there than our last one. We have some bigger, bolder rums here. Smith & Cross, OFTD, Stiggins Fancy. I don't know if I could taste the pineapple there or not. What I've just unlocked a tiki secret. I'm always trying to maybe like recreate things at home that maybe I experienced at a tiki bar. And there is a flavor that I picked up at a few places in some like secret mixes. And I'm always trying to like, what is that flavor? Is it cardamom? Is it some type of different cinnamon? And I've just figured it out. It is burning cinnamon. And the burning cinnamon is not going to be a flavor that imparts itself into your drink. But as you're drinking it, you're getting the aroma of it with the actual taste that you're getting from the glass. So it's providing a different flavor. And it's that burning cinnamon adding just delicious extra component to this. It's not called for in the recipe. I just wanted something that looked pretty. This is fantastic, and it has more of those like layers of flavor. There is the cinnamon, like the layers of cinnamon here. I shouldn't say layers of cinnamon. You get the cinnamon from the cinnamon stick, but the falernum has that spice note to it as well. And then using a combination of a little bit of Fernet plus a little bit of absinthe brings forward that astringent mintiness that I really enjoy when done properly in a cocktail, where it doesn't overpower the rest of the drinks. Oftentimes, Fernet on its own or absinthe on its own will take over a cocktail. Just make it taste like Fernet or just like absinthe, but a little bit goes a long way to providing a little more depth to your drink and a little bit more brightness, a little bit of that menthol, minty freshness, and also a touch of bitterness to help balance things out. I used the tropical standard falernum. I did a whole video on falernums. I made that like 18 months ago. I think the book says 6 months. It's good for a year, 2 years. It's an excellent falernum. It takes a lot of time to make, but once you make it, you can keep it for a long time. It's going to enhance your drinks to get that, spicy. There's mace in there. There's cloves. There's ginger. There's probably allspice. I can't remember the recipe. There's some quality rums in there. And then you also have the lime peel, so you get some of that flavor as well. So if you're going to use a falernum and you want it to be spicy and flavorful, then you're going to have to do some work to make that, because John D. Taylor's, while it can be fine to use as a sweetener, it's not spicy. It doesn't provide a ton of flavor. It gets lost in almost all cocktails. But this one really stands up. So is it fall related? Yeah, I mean, it's got all of those fall flavors that you associate with pumpkin spice, yet it doesn't taste like a pumpkin spice latte or pumpkin spice martini. It is 1,000 times better than those things. So this is my first time having this drink. I'm putting this on the list of things to repeat, because those small adjustments with absinthe and Fernet transform it into like a basic tiki thing into something that is more modern and sort of next level. One more cocktail today. Our final cocktail today comes from youtube.com. And an original cocktail by Steve the bartender. We'll be making his pineapple and coffee daiquiri. And the only real adjustment I'm making here is I don't have any of the coffee bitters, but Steve does sell his own bitters now. And if you want some coffee bitters, I'll leave a link to you to pick that up in the episode description. And you'd be supporting a YouTube bartender who is also a really nice guy, much nicer than the other Steve. I'm just joking. Both Steves are very cool guys who have been very kind to me, even though I've been shit posting them in the comments section for years now, under an alias, of course. Since I don't have the bitters, but I know Steve's coffee bitters have coffee and I think a little bit of chocolate and vanilla, I'll instead be using some chocolate bitters and some Vango. That's vanilla Angostura. It's a Doc Parks thing. And in my shaker, I'll add some coffee beans, and that method comes from Steve, and it's not something I've ever really done before. So what really makes this fall related, I'm still trying to figure that out. But it has coffee, spices, and delicious rums. So that sounds like fall to me. And those delicious rums are specifically called out and are OFTD and Eldorado 8. We also need a pineapple gum syrup, and I've shared how to make that, and I'll leave links to that in the episode description, but I'm using Library & Co today since I already have some of that, and I don't want to make more of my own. You're gonna need 2 dashes of coffee bitters, but instead I'm gonna use 1 dash of chocolate bitters and 1 dash of the vanilla Angostura bitters. 3/4 ounces of lime juice, 1/2 ounce of a pineapple gum syrup, 1/2 ounce of OFTD rum, 1.5 ounces of Eldorado 8 rum, and then I'm adding in 4 coffee beans and 2 cardamom pods. We're gonna shake this and then strain this into a chilled coupe with no garnish. So there you go, Steve the Bartender's Pineapple Coffee Daiquiri. All right, let's try it. Cheers. I'm a skeptical person by nature. That is just who I am. So the idea of shaking a couple coffee beans, to me, it's like, I don't know. You get it from the aroma straight up right away. You get coffee just on the aroma. It's the coffee flavors in the background, but it's there. It's still there. The coffee with the chocolate bitters, with the vanilla Angostura bitters, all provide a nice bitterness there. And then the pineapple gum syrup offers a nice sweet little touch of pineapple without pineapple juice and it not being juicy. So it doesn't feel too juicy. You get some nice acidity from your lime juice. And then you have some rich rums that sort of round it out. There is a more like simple complexity to this that I enjoy. It's not, it's the last cocktail had so much stuff going on, which I like all those things. I like when there's a lot going on. I like when things are a little bit more pared down. So we have a bunch of stuff here in this cocktail that you can sort of unlock as you go through it with each sip. Like now I'm getting more of the cardamom, some of that like that zesty spice note there. And this has some delicious, rich, bold rums in it, but it doesn't really feel like it needs to be categorized as like tropical or tiki. This is like any craft cocktail bar could have something like this on the menu as a daiquiri, as a, it's nothing like an espresso martini, but if you wanted something that was actually delicious on your menu, then I would see something like this on like a craft cocktail bar menu. All in all, I find this to be tasty and exceptionally delicious. So a great cocktail from Steve the Bartender. You should try this. And really, if you don't have any coffee bitters, you should check out the link in the description to, I don't know exactly where he sells it, but wherever he sells it, I'll have a link to you. You should pick it up, support him for making his own product. And I'm sure that his bitters are delicious as well. So there you go, 3 fall cocktails. I think this might even be 3 years in a row of me making a video about fall cocktails that aren't actually fall. I'm just trying to trick you into making cocktails that have spices in them that feel like fall. I've done those the first couple like weeks of me making videos on YouTube. I think I did it last year. I can't even remember anymore. But not trying to trick you into thinking that like these are fall cocktails, but just opening it up. You don't have to just put some pumpkin puree or some pumpkin spice into a drink to call it a fall cocktail. Pumpkin spice is just a collection of these spices that you see in front of you. They already exist in a lot of delicious cocktails. So if you're having a fall party, Halloween party, and you want something delicious that isn't like pumpkin puree with whipped cream on top of it, 3 cocktails for you right here for everyone. Each one of these equally delicious. One is not better than the other. They kind of provide you with a wide array of flavors. And even though they're all rum, we don't have to tell everyone they're all rum because they're not going to know any better. But delicious rums in each one of these. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like below. Consider subscribing if you have not already. And if you want to support this channel more, I have a Patreon page you can check out. Otherwise, see you on the next one.